Well, Sudan affairs analyst Jan Pospisil joins us now live from Nairobi. Jan, just your reaction to the breaking news. Of course, the army is saying that it's taken control of the capital Khartoum from the Rapid Support Forces after taking control earlier of the airport. How significant a moment is this?
I mean, it was hardly surprising over the last days. The Sudanese army made advances, particularly in East Khartoum, and RSF had, as we know, huge problems with getting supplies over. They were just controlling one bridge further down, which was not particularly broad, and they used this bridge basically now to evacuate most of their forces they had left in East Khartoum to basically left the capital. I would still see it largely as a symbolic element. I don't see any, like as we heard before, I'm rather more skeptical about the returns. Surely there won't be any huge relocation of internationals or humanitarian staff from Port Sudan. And we have to take into account RSF has worked quite significantly over recent weeks and months on their airstrike capacities. They still have no air force, but they have, as we know, work quite a lot on their drone capacities, and they won't let Khartoum rest. So what we can expect now probably is a change of fighting going more into drone attacks from RSF on Khartoum. And I think this is the big fear SAF has at the moment, that there will be drone attacks on Port Sudan as well.
And just talk a bit more about that point that you're saying now. What will be happening in the coming hours? Of course, we've seen the airport retaken, the presidential palace, of course, that happened last week. And how will the RSF respond, and how powerful are they? You mentioned there the possibility of more drone attacks.
Yeah, I think now the on-the-ground, as we've heard, the on-the-ground fighting in East Khartoum is for the moment surely decided. What we heard, though, was statements over the last days of RSF that they're just not willing to give in. So this is not... They are not seeing this as a permanent defeat. We don't know their real capacities on the ground, if they're able to go back. I would doubt this a bit, because the issue with the bridges is a significant one. But the devastating effect of a drone warfare, and we have seen this in the situation in Ukraine, Russia as well, is they can come at any time and hit really significantly. And this will keep Khartoum unsafe. This is really something important to keep in mind. So and this is what I meant before, it's largely a symbolic victory. This doesn't mean that Khartoum is now becoming a safe place. It won't.
How likely do you think, as you say, that the RSF can come back at any time? And when you say at any time, does that mean retaking the presidential palace and also the airport, two very important locations in the capital?
Especially losing the airport is definitely painful for the RSF, because this airport has been used in attacks on, and this could now be used in attacks in Darfur from air capacity SAF has. What we have to take into account that the RSF has struck a deal with SPLM North over the last weeks here in Nairobi. At the moment, they are discussing what this deal the RSF has struck with SPLM North means militarily. We don't know the exact strength of SPLM North, but it is significant. We are talking of 30,000-40,000 soldiers that might come in. The question is, are these fighters willing to go beyond the usual territories in Blue Nile and Kordofan? To what extent they will integrate into RSF forces? This is at the moment, literally at the moment, discussed. We don't know any outcomes yet. So based on this, it will be a lot decided by this. If SPLM North is willing to fully integrate, there might be a counter-offensive. If not, there might be more like a focus on drone strikes.
Thank you so much, Jan Pospisil, Sudan affairs analyst, speaking to us there from Nairobi, reacting to the breaking news from Sudan this hour.